Welcome, 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 my League of Eagles. It's Monday. It's Happy Monday. And this is Leaders and Legacy in Style, the divine masculine and the divine feminine. Oh, and do we have a show for you today? We're streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and other social media platforms. I'm thrilled you're here. Always happy and delighted to see you here. I'm Joy Ruffin, your minister of enlightenment, awareness, and awakenings, and your signature style and leadership specialist. The theme for this month, well, you've heard me say it before, and here we're wrapping it up with you have to remember that this is a season of joy, gratitude, and thanks. And it's a season to celebrate you. Celebrate you. It's a time to pause, to give thanks, and to honor the light you bring to every space you enter. And today's focus, oh, my guest today is going to blow you away. If there's something that you need to know about this guest, well, I'm going to give you just a brief synopsis about what she's about and what she's doing. Her name is Sandrine Trubeck, and she has over 20 years of driving corporate transformation across healthcare, retail, finances, automobile industries, and technology as a chief transformation officer. Oh my goodness, and I could go on and on and on. There's so much more to share with you, but I want her to share with you a little bit about what she does. So I want you to do this. You know it. Settle in, get comfortable, grab whatever makes you comfortable, and help me welcome my featured guest speaker, our featured guest speaker today, Sandrine Trubeck. Come on up.
Hey.
Hey, how you doing?
Boy. Merci for having me. I'm, as you know, I'm born and raised in France, Paris.
Well, first off, let me say I didn't give them this in the middle because I knew they would pick it up sooner than later. You are French, and I have a love for the French with my fashion background and my love for style and elegance and all of that. And you showed up for us today. So give us a little bit about your background, your French background, and a little bit about the work that you're doing now before we get into our conversation. My lovely Sandrine.
Thank you. So born and raised in France, not Canada. I moved in the US when I was 29. Beforehand, I had just traveled a lot, and I worked for. Oh, you would love that, Joy. I worked for Christian Dior and LV. Yes. Those were the fun days.
Yeah.
I was in my 20s. Yeah. But I moved to the US and love it. I'm blessed. We're talking about gratitude. I am blessed to be here in the United States, and I became actually a citizen 20 years ago in 2005. That's part of me. And so I've been doing consulting. So I'm the founder of Executive Consulting Elevated. Been doing consulting for actually 28 years. I was doing the math yesterday. I know, I feel old. So what I do is, and I'm a fractional CTO, so Chief Transformation Officer. And so fractional it means that you instead of it's without the overhead. So I help leader bring order, clarity, and in moment of big change. So I'm part of strategist and part of operator, but mostly I'm the one who bring calm in the chaos.
Ooh, I like that. I like that word calm.
Good, right?
Sandrine, tell me this though. I love you brought the word calm in because that's what many of the corporations and companies need now. But tell us, how did you come to do this work?
So by experiencing chaos.
Ooh.
And change. And the thing that I realized is a couple of things. People are not resistant to change. They are resistant to confusion.
Ooh, I love that.
That's why I bring clarity, right? That's just, if you bring clarity and, just get remove the noise, give people the why, remove the noise, simplify priorities, trust them to lead as well, right? you need to have them have a purpose, right? In terms of chaos and things are happening, especially with AI right now, it's just like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to get a job or not. Oh my God, no, actually, it's gonna make your life better, and it's gonna. We can talk about AI on different topic, but it's
Mm-hmm.
really how their contribution fit in the bigger picture. So that's really what I think a true leader needs to showcase, and that's why I like to help them. It's not about me. I'm a consultant, so my job is to make them, look, just experience and get through the transformation within the company.
Sandrine, you said something that's more potent and powerful, maybe, than you realize, because when you said it, it resonated with me, and I had never thought of it this way. You said that most people aren't against change
Yeah.
and not wanting change; they're against confusion, which
Yes.
oftentimes change can bring.
Yes.
So that leads me to what you ended with about a true leader. How does your consulting in general get through to the calm and clarity to help the corporations, the businesses, the people, the individuals that you're working with? What are some of the nuggets and tools that you're sharing with them to get rid of that confusion so they can enter into that change mode in a more positive mindset?
So, so I work with organization across organization. I don't
Mm-hmm.
work like top to bottom, right? To me, everybody, we're talking about change and transformation. Everybody is being impacted in a different ways, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I work across in that, and then I bring the human factor on top of it, because at the end of the day, if people don't believe in your product, then you don't buy the product. But it's even more important when you're talking about, you know, organizational change uh,
Mm-hmm.
across, just where do I fit in? What's my story? And I'm all about, I'm a storyteller, and it's like everybody needs to have a story, whatever,
Yes.
when they are, at work or not at work. So where do I belong? And everybody wants to belong, right? So to me, it's making sure that as a leadership, they have the right clarity. They have a vision, they have the right one, right? Sometimes
Mm-hmm.
it can be a little misguided. I always say, the higher you go on the ladder, that's where you have ADHD.
Yeah.
Like yeah, they have ADHD because they have so many priorities, so many projects, right? So
Yes.
you just
Yes.
need to like get them focused. So it's about clarity, it's about direction, it's about alignment, just making sure that they have that. And then it's about insight and a confidence. So I like to talk to, me, I'm a talker.
Yes. Yes.
I like to get the inside, from, okay, what's really going on? What's keep you up at night? What's going on in your department, and why do you think people have anxiety about this new, you know, ERP, Oracle financial system, or
Mm-hmm.
HR system, or something, because it's out of control? I mean, tell me, and I can, you know, help you and help the team and all that. But I don't know what I don't know. So that's why I love being a consultant, because I'm not from the inside. I'm the one bringing the light to the people who are going to go through the transformation. I'm just there to get them through it, but I want to leave the place in a better place than I came in. So
Well, yes, I hear you. I receive that and I like that. And I like what you started by saying everyone wants or needs to be or wants to be a storyteller, because storytelling is really what it's about somewhat.
yeah.
That leads me to something you gave me, and I'd love for you to share with us more about this: consulting and soft skills, how that relates to the global market and the multicultural markets. So,
Yes.
how do you transition and get people with a more clear understanding of how to do that and go about that?
Yeah. So I'm not going to name the client, but people can probably figure it out. It's a top one retailer based out of Minnesota, and they had and I actually stayed with that client longer than I was
Oh,
expecting, because I
uh-huh.
just develop, close relationship, and they keep giving me just amazing opportunity and things will change. So they have like I always look at when I work for a consultant, as a consultant for a firm, I always look at their values, right? And this company had two values that just actually they were living their value, which is really rare. One was influence without power, so without the authority, and the second one was unleash the power of your people. And so the first one, influence without the authority, so you don't need to have the title. And especially for me as a consultant, I didn't have the title, but it doesn't mean like you need to be a senior VP or blah blah to make a difference. You can influence, and then you need to define people who can actually make the the changes and the difference. So
you need to back up for me because you lost me somewhere. You said something about power, two types of power. What did you mean there? What were you saying?
So the power, so I didn't have the power as far as title. I'm a consultant. I'm external, right? I'm hired, so I cannot cut through red tape, right? But my boss, whoever is my client, have the power to do so, right? I don't.
I see.
I don't. But I can give them that. How about this? How do you think about that? How about this?
Yeah.
I can influence, especially when it comes to budget time. Okay, what are we going to cut? What should we keep going? What should we invest in? And knowing the state of, but I don't have the power. She has the power. That's sorry, I was speaking too fast. But that's really what it means, and that's where my power coming from, being in the back. It's not about me. It's about making them, doing the right thing for the right team, and and empower their team. So that's what I mean by influencing without the power.
Okay.
Are you following me?
Okay.
And so the other one is unleash the power of your people. How you can actually let them, so you have to build trust before, you take any action. You have to bring clarity so everybody is aligned. And then you give them like the power to come up with ideas, come up with different things. And especially, again, we can talk about AI, but just think outside the box. And they have that, if you create the right environment, that's what I keep saying, like part of my strengths is like bringing that human touch, because you need that as you go through transformation, as you bring people through transformation. It has to be a human touch, otherwise people are not going to be involved, or they're still wondering what's my why. I don't fit in the puzzle. So for them, in order to fit in the puzzle, you have to give them some power, and you have to let them know that they can make a difference. And sometimes it's funny, actually. I'm thinking about it. I'm a big, I have 4 dogs and I have a cat, so I'm a big rescue. So when I was with one of my clients, I actually say, hey, let's do event. I'm big on event and trust building and factor and all that. So I'm like, hey, you know what? Let's just have let's just go to the local human society. Let's just walk dogs. And there was 20 volunteers that just showed up from that company. And we had a great time, because it was a connection between the human and the animal. And and to this day, people were just like, oh my God, thank you, Sandrine, for doing that. And so, but it's part of life. And
so let me ask you this. When you go into these companies and these corporations, are you going into the head top of whoever it is in that company, he or she? And then are you finding out what it is that they're missing and what it is they're seeking? And then do you go and do they give you permission? I'm sure they do, to go and speak to the people who are in their team working under them, but with them, so that
Mhm.
you can get more of an idea of how to bring it more cohesive and
Yeah.
give them more unity and a sense of belonging, which obviously is missing.
Yes.
Is that what you do?
Yes, that's what I said. Remember, I say I don't work the organization top to down. You know, I work
Mhm.
across, and the main thing is just working. So I bridge the gap between IT and technology. That's really I can translate. So I have a funny story. And it's just like, yeah. So you talk to the business leadership. It's like, yeah, we're going to build a car, right? Yeah. Well, it has to be a steering wheel. Yeah, that's part of the requirement, right? But then the car come back and it's testing, right? You're doing user testing, right? Well, guess what? The steering wheel is on the left or on the right because you didn't tell the IT team. You just say we need a steering wheel because we want to building a car. And so that's where I come in and to say, hey, business, you need to be a little not too detailed, but you need to tell them if you want them on the right or if you want the steering wheel on the left, right?
Okay, okay. All right. That leads me to a clear definition, which I'm beginning to get, of how you label yourself as a fractional leaders and how a new concept is coming about. We're going to come back and talk to that. I'm going to ask you to sit tight for just a while. We're going to take a quick little reset, and I'm going to introduce some things and your graphic, and then I'm going to come back and we want to talk a little bit more about this word that's everywhere now that most everyone understands. Few of us need more clarity, and that's fractional leaders and this new concept. I want you to speak more to that. So hold tight. In the meantime, oh my goodness, Sandrine is going out of the box and off the rails, isn't she? I love it. Anyway, we have a group, leaders, all of you out there, my team of Eagles. The group is Leading Ladies, Leaving Legacies. It's where you shine. It's where you lead. That's what Sandrine is talking about. And you leave light behind you, a legacy. I don't care when, where, how, it's yours. And what you can do is join this group, collaborate with the other ladies there, find ways that you can make change, implement change, collaborate, and build a community together. That's what we're all about. We're all doing it in different ways. So make sure that you come and join us here, because the vision that you have and the mission and your purpose, it matters. It matters to everyone. And you're not here just to simply exist. We all in leadership, we know that. And that's what we're talking about somewhat today. And then my style clarity bundle is still awaiting you and your presence. I hope that many of you think that it's something that you can't lose out on. And when you do the one-on-one, which is a caveat with me, which is complimentary, you can bring all of your questions and concerns, and I'll be able to address them. So take a screenshot or a snapshot, and I can't wait to meet you one-on-one. That's why we're doing this. I long to meet you and to share with you much of the knowledge and the wisdom and the love that I bring to you. Now, let's take a look at this graphic, Sandrine. Win while others wonder. Don't you love that? I do. This lady is very much French. She has a beautiful French accent, so you have to kind of tune in and listen, but she brings to you a wealth of information, and she knows her stuff, and you have an assignment. I say it every week, I love homework. Take a screenshot, take a snapshot, make sure that you connect with her. You have all these different ways that you can, and she'd love to assist, aid, and somehow see how she can support you in your leadership. It's your assignment. Homework is great. I don't think you ever get too old for homework. That said, now I'm going back to Sandrine. And Sandrine, what I want to ask you is this. Tell us, in layman's understanding, fractional leadership, what is that? And what is this new concept? In the corporate business world, it's a given, it's a known. But those of us who are laymen on the outside, we don't really kind of get it.
Mhm.
So how can you explain it to us?
So I'm gonna try to yeah. So I think it started with COVID, but it started earlier on. But
Oh.
the concept is so my background is consultant for like top five consulting, like Ernst and Young, Capgemini. Those expensive firm that charge like an hourly rate of 200, 275, right, an hour. And then I became a local consultant. Well, I was traveling that, but then I became local. But the
Mhm.
concept is you don't have to hire me full time. You don't have to hire me on the W-2 40 hours.
Uh-huh.
I'm more than happy. We work the scope of the work, and sometimes and especially in retail, it just makes sense. Like you work crazy hours during holidays, right? Not that much, in the summer. So the concept is just like, I'm just here. We just do a retainer for however many hours. It doesn't have to be 5 hours a week or 10 hours a week. Sometimes it's like crunch time. Okay, everybody is on deck, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not bounded by an hourly versus 40 hours, and I'm only charging 20. And so it gave us a lot more flexibility. And when there's a crisis with especially when you work with legal, and it's like, Sandrine, we need you on deck, like we need you like 30 hours this week. And yeah, I have the flexibility to do that. Oh, you know what, Sandrine, we are good, we're smoothing fade, we good. Yeah, maybe 5 hours. You can check with our marketing team. And so that's what fractional is. It's just I bring the same expertise, but I don't bring the overhead. That
Mm-hmm.
makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Got it.
You're not signing me up for like 20 hours a week. You're just signing me up for, okay, this week it's 5 hours, or next week, it's a retainer for, we work through 3 months, 6 weeks, or whatever. It's based on your need, how much you need me, but I'll be there.
Received. Completely received.
That's what fractional service is. So I do it in CSO, so strategy, CMO, marketing. I love fractional transformation, because I think I can bridge that gap between the business and IT. But that's what it is. It's just like I'm on demand.
You're on demand. I like that. And you know what? I'm going to give you this label. I give it to certain people that I meet for all the different reasons, and it's different for each and every one. You're the new age Wonder Woman is who you are in your style, your fashion. But listen, you gave me something that I simply love, and you expressed it to me and explained it to me. And I want you also said you had a little story to read or share with us about that. It's my vibe, my tribe, my vibe.
Yes.
That's your mantra. So
Yes.
this little short story that you want to share with us, is it time for you to do that now? Would you be open to that?
Yes, do that. So we have a few minutes, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
I've been writing a book. So that's chapter 14, which is my vibe, my tribe, my vibe, because it goes both ways. So the people that are attracted, that my vibe, they're attracted to me, but also I feed off them, right? They're positive people. There's that story about one person can, if negative mind can ruin everybody else, vibe. And so it's go both ways. And that's how we feed each other. And especially since I moved to Florida, that I really enjoy it. So this is a chapter that I just wrote, and I thought I would share it with you.
I'd love it. Let's hear it.
All right. So Florida came. I didn't arrive in a 5-year plan in Florida. I don't have a support system. It was dark. Yeah. But so Florida softened me. Florida stayed me. Florida strengthened me. It was here between sunrise and saltwater, between solitude and connection, that I learned something profound. You don't choose your tribe. Your tribe aligns with your vibe. When you stop apologizing for your truth, when you stop shrinking to fit someone else's comfort, when you stop performing strengths and finally become it, when you stop auditioning for room that were never meant for you. The more I step into myself, the more the right people appeared, automatically, effortless, without forcing anything. People who did not need my resume to value me. And that was resonate. Oh, hold on, I'm not done yet. People who didn't require me to translate my story. People who didn't drain, diminish, or doubt me. People who met my energy, not my fear. My vibe shifted, and so did my tribe. In Florida, I discovered a new rhythm of ambition, one where success doesn't require self erasure, where leadership doesn't equal sacrifice, and where love doesn't demand losing yourself. That one is independent to me and my story. Yeah, when love doesn't demand losing yourself. I found my tribe in stranger who felt like old friend, in the community that welcomed me without judgment, in the woman who listened with open heart, like you. No, it's true. In the
Thank you.
laughter, the bonfires, the sunrise walks, the shared vulnerability. I found my tribe in peace. I found my tribe in presence. I found my tribe in a version of myself I had forgotten. That's true. And then in that rediscovery, I understood your vibe is your boundary, your vibe is your filter, your vibe is your calling card. When you're aligned, you don't chase connection, you attract it. When you're healed, you don't cling, you choose. That is a big one for me. And when you're grounded, the wrong people fall away without a fight. They wouldn't
Wow.
even argue with me.
Wow.
Florida was, hold on. Florida was not an escape. Florida was a mirror. It reflects back the woman forged through every chapter. The girl from Normandy, that was where I was born. Anomaly, a global consultant, and now, I choose myself. So this is not the end of my story. It's the beginning of a life that all the previous chapter were prepping me for. So my vibe is clear, my tribe is mine, and I'm exactly where I'm meant to be.
Wow, you are a storyteller and you're a writer too. That was really beautiful. I'd love it if you would send me some synopsis or stop. I don't know what you're planning to do with that, but I would love to have that.
Yeah, I just there's a 15 chapter.
Oh my goodness, bless you. Listen, I think you have the rhythm and the flow of you and the connecting with other people, and that's the beauty of it. The time flies here.
I
I'm
know.
hoping that people have received the beauty, the grace, and the knowledge of you. But what parting words, what takeaway? What do you want to leave us with? What do you want people to connect with you for? And how do people, well, we have your graphic. I'll ask my engineer to put it up again, but give us your parting words as briefly as you can because we're running out of time.
No, I'm just gonna say, everybody go through transformation. You don't have to do it alone, and I'm here to, share that journey with you.
I think there's nothing more beautiful than that because we all, you mentioned that word belonging, we all want to belong.
Mm-hmm.
But the first thing I'm going to say, and you're going to agree because I know you not knowing you, you just read it to us. First, we have to belong to ourselves,
Yes.
love ourselves, and then share that love and knowing with other people. That's when the vibe will attract the people that you wish to attract. That's why you and I are attracted. We're both in different ways, beautifully weird, but beautifully whole and soulful. So that's enough. Sandrine, thank you so much. Thank you. My engineer is going to.
Merci beaucoup.
Merci beaucoup. I love that. Shoot you in the green room, and I'll be with you in just a second. Thank you. Oh, my League of Eagles! I cannot tell you how grateful I am that you are spending this time with me today, this evening, tonight. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the global world. I appreciate your energy and your presence. I hope the takeaway for you was somewhat what I'm taking away. And that is that we all want to have that sense of belonging and we all want clarity. What she said to us about chaos and change is what most people will not want any part of. They want you to erase the confusion so they can make that change and see that change ahead of them. I think that's very profound. That's a lot of food for thought. I leave you with that. And I also leave you with this. I say it every week for a reason, because this word empowerment is used everywhere. Everyone uses it. I get it. But it means nothing if there's no liberation without you knowing who you are, who we are. And that's what Sandrine spoke to. Knowing who we are, attracting the right vibe and the right tribe, because none of us are for everyone. But that doesn't mean we have to fault anyone else. We're here to be the best of ourselves and to love others, even if they're not a part of our tribe. So I invite you to watch our next week's episode and also to subscribe at joyruffin.com/styleclarity. Like, comment, subscribe, and push that bell and follow me on my YouTube channel. Joy Ruffin, Fashioning, Femininity, Style, and Truth. I love it that Sandrine said she worked for Christian Dior, one of my favorite fashion designers. Oh, things have changed so much. When you're interested in style and truth, love, beauty, truth, and you're wanting more soulful conversations, then come and join us here. This will be my final farewell for broadcast until January, because I think there's one more I have coming up on Wednesday, but then we'll be taking a little time away, getting ready. There's so much change in my life, my friends, my Eagles, and I'm sure yours as well. And this holiday season has brought it on full force for me, but I'll be back with you in January 2026. And until then, we're here waiting for you, for the connection, for the camaraderie, and for the community that we're building here. Would love it if you would want to be a part of it. So until we connect the next time, remember, stay radiant, stay confident, spread your wings, let your light shine, and remember that you are not here just to be here existing. You're here to leave a legacy. I leave you with much, much love from my heart to yours, and all the best always. Cheers.